Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how the dynamics in long-term relationships can shift over time? The truth is that the changes that come with age and experience often challenge the foundation of even the strongest bonds. Emotional distance, unmet needs, and the desire for personal growth can create a divide that feels almost impossible to bridge. Make no mistake, these challenges aren't signs of failure. They're part of the natural ebb and flow of life. In this video, we're diving deep into the emotional complexities of aging relationships, what shifts, what remains, and how you can navigate the rough waters. Let's get started. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now let's begin. 1. The passage of time and changing expectations. One of the most profound and often painful reasons women may begin to feel a growing sense of disconnect from their husbands is the inevitable passage of time. Time, with all its layers of experiences, shifts, and transitions, has a way of changing everything, especially relationships. When two people first meet, their connection often feels like something straight out of a dream. There's a sense of fresh excitement and all-consuming passion, and the thrill of discovering each other. In the early days, everything about the other person seems wonderful. The quirks, the flaws, even the little imperfections. Everything is viewed through the lens of love, and each flaw feels like a unique, endearing part of their charm. There's an unwavering belief that love will be enough to carry them through whatever challenges life throws at them. It's a beautiful fantasy, one that fuels their shared dreams of a blissful future together. But as time passes, the reality of day-to-day life begins to set in. That initial spark of excitement starts to fade, replaced by the weight of responsibilities. Life becomes full of obligations, career demands, financial pressures, the complexity of raising children, and those once passionate exchanges are replaced by practical concerns. It's not that love has disappeared, but the relationship that once felt effortless now requires deliberate effort. The days of spontaneity and carefree laughter seem to fade as the burdens of life weigh more heavily. People evolve, sometimes in ways they didn't expect. Life experiences, personal growth, and challenges shape them into versions of themselves that might no longer align with the person they once were. And unfortunately, not all couples grow together. Some find ways to adapt and deepen their connection, while others drift apart, each partner lost in their world, unable to bridge the gap between their changing needs, dreams, and expectations. In the early days, a woman might have admired her husband for his ambition, for his spontaneous nature, or for his ability to make even the most serious situations seem lighthearted. She may have found his little quirks endearing, like the way he would forget to put his socks away, or how he would tell the same jokes over and over again, each time with the same infectious enthusiasm. Those little habits, once a source of joy, may now become a source of frustration. That ambition she once admired can begin to feel like workaholism, leaving her feeling invisible, neglected, and disconnected. The playful, carefree attitude she once found so charming may now come across as a lack of responsibility, an unwillingness to face the real challenges they both need to confront. What was once adorable is now irritating, and what was once an act of love may now feel like a form of abandonment. As the years go by, the way individuals view their relationships changes as well. Expectations evolve, and so do the needs for love, emotional intimacy, and partnership. Early in the marriage, a woman might tolerate her husband's poor communication skills or his reluctance to pitch in around the house. She might even overlook his emotional distance, believing that things will get better or that love will fix it all. But as she matures, as she grows into her identity and gains a deeper understanding of herself and her needs, something shifts. She realizes that she can't continue to settle for a relationship that is one-sided, emotionally shallow, or filled with unresolved issues. She no longer has the patience or the energy for the little annoyances that once seemed so insignificant. She craves something more, a relationship that is equal, where her needs are as valued as his, where she feels heard, understood, and truly seen. She wants to be loved deeply, and if she doesn't get it, she begins to wonder whether this is the life she envisioned when she first entered the marriage. Moreover, societal changes and personal growth play a pivotal role in how women begin to see their roles within a marriage. In the past, many women were conditioned to accept certain roles, often as caregivers, emotional nurturers, and homemakers, while men took on the role of the primary decision-makers and providers. These roles, while functional in some ways, often left women feeling emotionally unfulfilled or trapped in cycles of unpaid labor and emotional exhaustion. But as the world evolves, as women gain more autonomy and freedom, their perspectives shift. They begin to question whether the life they're living is truly aligned with their deepest desires and values. If they feel stagnant, unheard, or like their emotional needs are consistently neglected, the sense of disconnection only deepens. They start to wonder whether they deserve more fulfillment, more respect, more emotional intimacy. In the end, time itself is not the true problem. It's how couples navigate the changes that come with time. Relationships, like anything else in life, require attention, care, and adaptation. Couples who continue to nourish their bond, who embrace change, and who grow together often find that their love matures in a beautiful, meaningful way. But for those who fail to recognize the subtle shifts in their emotional needs, their desires, or their expectations, the result is often painful. A widening emotional gap grows, one that can be difficult, if not impossible, to bridge without conscious effort and an openness to truly understanding each other. Time, rather than being an enemy, can be a powerful ally when a couple is willing to put in the work, to communicate honestly, and to love with intention. 2. The changing roles and imbalance of responsibility. As women grow older, they often become more acutely aware of the subtle yet significant shifts in the dynamics of their relationships, particularly when it comes to their roles within the household. In the early years of marriage, responsibilities might seem fairly balanced, or at least manageable. The excitement of newness and the shared sense of partnership often make things feel more equal, or at least more cooperative. However, as the years pass, many women find themselves gradually taking on a disproportionate amount of work, both physically and emotionally. The weight of these responsibilities starts to feel unbearable, and the emotional toll begins to mount. Women today are still expected to juggle multiple demanding roles, many of which go unnoticed by the people around them. From managing careers and finances to raising children, overseeing their education, maintaining the home, and ensuring the emotional stability of the entire family, the demands placed on women are endless. It's no longer just about caring for the household, it's about carrying the emotional weight of an entire family's well-being. And despite the progress we've made in gender equality, even in modern relationships where men are more involved than in previous generations, there is still this invisible, unspoken expectation that women will be the primary caregivers, the emotional organizers, and the pillars of strength holding everything together. This critical, invisible labor is what we call emotional labor. It's the unseen work that often goes unacknowledged but is essential to the smooth functioning of the family. Emotional labor includes remembering birthdays, scheduling doctor's appointments, managing conflicts between children, planning family vacations, and keeping track of the social calendar. These responsibilities are rarely noticed until they're neglected, and when they are, they often create tension. Yet this type of labor doesn't get the same recognition or appreciation as the more visible tasks like paying bills or going to work every day. In some marriages, this imbalance only worsens as children grow older. As children gain independence, many women are led to believe that their parenting duties will lighten. However, the reality is that a mother's role shifts rather than diminishes. Instead of focusing on feeding and clothing their children, they find themselves guiding their children through emotional struggles, academic challenges, career planning, and sometimes even managing the care of aging parents. And all of this is often done while maintaining a demanding job. If the husband has been relatively passive or disengaged in these areas throughout the marriage, the contrast becomes starker. The woman may begin to feel like she's shouldering the world alone, slowly becoming overwhelmed and drained by the weight of it all. One of the most painful sources of resentment arises when a woman feels like she is carrying the bulk of these responsibilities without the support of her partner. It's all too common for men to believe that their financial contribution is sufficient, assuming that because they provide the paycheck, their role in the household is done. But this mentality fails to recognize the enormous mental and emotional toll that managing the family, caring for children, and maintaining the emotional health of the household takes on women. As the years go on, this imbalance creates a deepening emotional rift. What was once a vibrant, connected partnership may begin to feel like a hollow marriage, with the woman feeling as though she is navigating life alone, even within the confines of her marriage. The emotional burden of maintaining the household, taking care of children, juggling work, and often caring for extended family members can quickly become overwhelming when there's no partnership in sight. A woman may start to feel undervalued, unseen, or, worst of all, unappreciated. As the weight of managing it all becomes more oppressive, it erodes the emotional connection she once shared with her husband. The more she gives without receiving the emotional support she needs, the more distant she becomes, not just from her husband, but from the very life they've built together. Left unaddressed, this imbalance can cause irreparable harm to the relationship, turning what was once a loving marriage into a strained, weary partnership. Women who feel unsupported emotionally may begin to withdraw from the marriage, either investing more time in their children, careers, or personal pursuits, or simply disengaging from the emotional connection they once shared with their spouse. In some heartbreaking cases, a woman may realize that she feels more peaceful, more herself, when her husband isn't around, signaling just how much the relationship has fractured. This growing distance is one of the key reasons many women in long-term marriages start to question their happiness, their fulfillment, and their place within the relationship. It highlights the importance of open, honest communication, shared responsibilities, and mutual appreciation in ensuring that both partners feel valued and supported. Without this balance, resentment builds silently over time, creating a growing emotional gap. And when that gap becomes too wide, it can be incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to bridge. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please let me know by commenting #1 below. Your engagement means the world to me, and I truly appreciate the time you spent with me today. Thank you for sharing this journey of self-awareness and growth. 3. Dissatisfaction in the intimate relationship. Sexual intimacy often stands as a cornerstone of a strong and fulfilling marriage. It's not merely about the physical connection between partners, but also an emotional and psychological bond that reinforces closeness, trust, and mutual affection. At its best, intimacy provides a profound sense of unity and shared pleasure that strengthens the relationship, creating an unspoken language of love between two people. However, as time passes, the many changes that come with aging, stress, and life's challenges can slowly erode this vital component, leaving one or both partners feeling unfulfilled, disconnected, and even rejected. For many women, the physiological changes that naturally come with aging, such as hormonal fluctuations, menopause, or health conditions, can deeply affect their desire for intimacy. Decreased estrogen levels can lead to a reduction in libido, vaginal dryness, and discomfort during intercourse, leaving a woman feeling physically distant from her partner. The exhaustion that often comes with aging, be it from work, family obligations, or personal health issues, can further drain the energy and desire needed to maintain a healthy sexual relationship. External stressors, like demanding careers, caregiving responsibilities, or the emotional weight of daily life, can cause intimacy to take a back seat, leaving her feeling emotionally empty and disconnected from her partner. At the same time, men also experience shifts in sexual health and behavior as they age. Some may face decreased testosterone levels, erectile dysfunction, or simply a reduced ability to sustain intimacy the way they once could. For others, the pressure of work, personal responsibilities, or emotional distance from their spouse may cause them to retreat emotionally, taking their partner's presence for granted. This can unintentionally lead to a neglect of their wife's emotional and physical needs. Over time, a husband who fails to express affection, whether through small gestures, meaningful conversations, or physical closeness, can inadvertently create an emotional void, leaving his wife feeling unseen, undesired, and unimportant. When intimacy wanes, the emotional fallout can be devastating for a woman. She may begin to feel undesirable, unappreciated, or rejected by the very person she once felt closest to. The absence of affection, both physical and emotional, creates a growing sense of isolation, as if the bond that once held them together is slowly slipping away. If these needs continue to go unmet for a prolonged period, frustration, loneliness, and even resentment may set in. These emotions, if not addressed, can corrode the foundation of love and companionship that once flourished within the marriage, turning what was once a sanctuary into a source of pain and dissatisfaction. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. But the absence of intimacy doesn't just affect the bedroom. It seeps into every aspect of the relationship, leaving an emotional chasm between partners. The lack of affectionate touch, the absence of playful banter, or the withdrawal of shared moments of vulnerability can create a silent rift. Over time, this emotional gap becomes harder to ignore and harder to bridge. Without open communication and a mutual effort to rekindle intimacy, the relationship continues to suffer, leading to a greater sense of alienation. Partners may find themselves living parallel lives, no longer able to connect emotionally or physically, leading to even greater dissatisfaction and disappointment. The key to maintaining intimacy in any marriage, especially as it matures, is ongoing effort, deep understanding, and a willingness to adapt to each other's evolving needs. Honest, open conversations about desires, concerns, and emotional well-being are essential in helping couples navigate the inevitable challenges that arise. Whether seeking professional guidance, exploring new ways to connect, or simply making a conscious effort to show appreciation and affection, these small acts can go a long way in restoring the emotional and physical closeness that is so crucial to the longevity of a marriage. When emotional fulfillment is lacking, the foundation of the relationship begins to crack. Women in particular may feel like they are emotionally starving, yearning for connection and understanding that is absent. The lack of emotional intimacy often feels like a growing void, a slow erosion of trust and affection that over time deepens into a sense of isolation. When their emotional needs go unmet, women can begin to feel disconnected, even when they are physically present with their partner. What once felt like a source of joy and comfort can now feel like a wellspring of frustration and resentment. The partner who once filled her life with warmth can now feel distant and cold, even though they are still in the same home. This emotional divide, if left unaddressed, can grow so wide that both partners may struggle to recall a time when they felt truly close. They may forget how to communicate with each other, how to express affection, or even how to navigate the challenges together. The longer these unresolved conflicts persist, the harder it becomes to find a way back to one another. What began as a small misunderstanding or emotional neglect can eventually become a deep, insurmountable divide, leaving both partners questioning whether their marriage can ever be repaired. In these difficult moments, it's crucial to understand that communication isn't just about speaking. It's about listening, validating each other's feelings, and working together to find solutions. Without this mutual effort, the relationship becomes a source of pain rather than a sanctuary of love and support. The road to healing requires patience, vulnerability, and a willingness to be emotionally present for one another. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're still with me on this journey. Your time is precious, and I deeply appreciate the opportunity to share these thoughts with you. Thank you for being a part of this conversation. 4. Personal growth and self-awareness. As individuals age, they often embark on a profound and transformative journey of personal growth, one that is especially prominent and deeply felt in women. The passage of time brings with it an array of challenges, milestones, and transitions, each acting as a catalyst for self-discovery and heightened self-awareness. For women, these transitions often open the door to deep introspection, allowing them to reassess their life's path and reflect on their evolving sense of identity. Over the years, life's twists and turns shape them in ways they could not have predicted, guiding them toward a more authentic and powerful understanding of who they are and what they desire. One of the most significant transitions that can ignite this period of self-reflection is the shift from raising children to experiencing the empty nest phase. For many years, a woman's life revolves around nurturing, supporting, and raising her children. These roles provide a profound sense of purpose, fulfillment, and a deep connection to the family unit. Yet, as children grow older and gradually become more independent, many women are left grappling with the question, what comes next for me? The absence of daily parenting duties, once a major part of their identity, can be both liberating and unsettling. With the departure of constant responsibilities, the space that opens up offers a powerful opportunity for reflection, a chance to explore their identity beyond the confines of motherhood, spousal roles, or caretaker responsibilities. As the focus shifts away from children, many women feel a compelling urge to reassess their own goals, dreams, and desires that they may have put on hold for years or even decades. For so long, they've put others' needs first, often sacrificing their aspirations in the process. But as they approach midlife, a deep, almost magnetic desire for change begins to surface. Life, now more finite and precious than ever, sparks a sense of urgency to seek fulfillment beyond what has traditionally been expected of them. This newfound desire to redefine their identity often manifests in a variety of ways. Some may pursue new career paths, while others explore long-neglected hobbies or passions they'd once abandoned. Through this period of growth, many women discover new strengths, talents, and capabilities that they never had the time or opportunity to explore earlier in life. Amid this self-discovery, some women begin to reassess the relationships they've nurtured, particularly their marriages or long-term partnerships. The years spent prioritizing the needs of others, the children, the spouse, the family, may lead them to question whether they are truly content in their current relationship. The growing awareness of their own evolving desires often leads to a newfound clarity. Women may find themselves yearning for independence, adventure, and self-fulfillment, desires that may have been suppressed for years, sometimes without them even realizing it. They long for a life that reflects their passions and aspirations, one that is not solely defined by their role as a partner or a parent. As they look inward, there is often a deep realization that, over time, they have sacrificed so much of themselves for the sake of others. This realization, though painful, is also liberating. For some women, the emotional distance that begins to grow between them and their partners can be startling. They may feel that, while they have gone through a transformative process of self-growth and self-awareness, their partner has not undergone a similar evolution. If the partner remains stagnant, perhaps failing to invest in their personal growth or in nurturing the relationship, the woman may begin to feel isolated in her journey. It's a painful realization, especially when it feels like the person she has shared her life with is unable or unwilling to meet her evolving needs. This disparity in growth can lead to frustration, resentment, and emotional disconnection. Communication often breaks down when one partner feels unsupported or unheard, leaving the other to confront the emotional divide alone. Ultimately, this transformative period is about rediscovering oneself, embracing the desires, needs, and passions that may have been silenced by years of caregiving or fulfilling societal expectations. It's a time of reinvention and liberation, where women have the freedom to explore new possibilities without the constraints of traditional roles. The process may not always be easy. It often involves difficult emotional reckonings and confronting deep-seated fears. Yet this journey holds the promise of a richer, more fulfilling life, one that aligns more closely with their true selves. It is a time of freedom, where women are no longer bound by the expectations placed on them, but instead empowered to step into the fullness of who they are meant to be. This journey, though challenging at times, is deeply rewarding. It offers women the chance to carve out a new, dynamic identity, one that is free from the roles they have played for so long. As they embrace their true selves, they find strength, resilience, and a deep sense of peace. They are no longer defined by their relationships or societal norms, but instead by the powerful, authentic women they have become. This is their time, not just to grow, but to live fully and unapologetically. 5. Changes in physical appearance and attraction. Attraction in a relationship is far more complex than mere physical appearance. It is deeply rooted in emotional, psychological, and relational connections. While physical attraction plays a role, it is often the emotional bond, shared experiences, and mutual respect that sustain attraction over time. However, as women age, they may undergo significant physical changes that can affect their self-perception and, in turn, their view of their attractiveness. These changes, such as weight gain, the appearance of wrinkles, changes in body shape, or the loss of skin elasticity, are natural markers of aging. Yet, despite being entirely normal, they can trigger feelings of insecurity and dissatisfaction, especially for those who once felt confident in their physical appearance. For many women, these physical changes can be challenging, leading to a shift in how they view themselves. It is not uncommon for women to experience a drop in self-esteem as they come to terms with the realities of aging. They may begin to feel less desirable to their partner, especially if they perceive that the affection and admiration their spouse once expressed has lessened over time. The feeling of no longer being physically appealing or appreciated in the same way can have a profound impact on a woman's sense of self-worth. It can be difficult to reconcile the vibrant, confident person they once saw in the mirror with the reflection they now encounter. These moments of doubt are not only about physical changes, but are deeply intertwined with emotional vulnerability. Furthermore, many women may notice that their husbands have also undergone changes, which might manifest in reduced affection, attentiveness, or physical attraction. When a husband no longer expresses the same level of appreciation or warmth that was once present, it can create an emotional distance between partners. This shift may be subtle but impactful: fewer compliments, a decrease in physical closeness, or a reduction in intimate moments. The absence of these small but meaningful gestures can leave a woman feeling emotionally isolated, disconnected, and perhaps even invisible within the relationship. She may find herself questioning whether she is still worthy of affection or whether the connection they once shared is slipping away. This emotional detachment or lack of affirmation can intensify the feelings of unattractiveness, making a woman question not just her physical appearance, but also her value in the relationship. The absence of emotional validation can lead to deep insecurities about her worthiness of love and admiration. These feelings are often not just about the changes in her body, but are compounded by the lack of emotional support and connection from a partner who may be preoccupied with his life changes or challenges. As a result, attraction within the relationship becomes a complex issue, with both partners potentially feeling a sense of disconnection. For the woman, this can lead to an overwhelming sense of loneliness within the marriage as she grapples with both external and internal changes. It is essential to understand that the emotional and psychological effects of aging on attraction are just as important as the physical changes. While physical appearance undeniably plays a role in attraction, the emotional and psychological aspects, such as communication, affection, and mutual respect, are crucial for maintaining a healthy, supportive relationship. In these situations, it becomes imperative for couples to reconnect, reaffirm their emotional bonds, and communicate openly about their feelings, insecurities, and needs. It is only by maintaining this delicate balance of affection, support, and communication that couples can navigate the complexities of aging together and preserve a deep, fulfilling connection. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're still with me. Your time and attention are greatly appreciated, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share these lessons with you. Thank you for being here and taking the time to reflect on these important aspects of relationships. 6. Financial stress and lifestyle pressures. Financial strain is one of the most significant and pervasive pressures that can weigh heavily on a marriage, and as couples grow older, the challenge only intensifies. The responsibility of securing a stable financial future, especially when it comes to saving for retirement, can loom large. The fear of future financial insecurity, combined with the daily strain of managing expenses, can fuel anxiety and stress, often spilling over into other aspects of the relationship. On top of this, many couples find themselves carrying the heavy burden of debt, student loans, mortgages, credit card balances, along with the rising costs of raising children. For many, the financial pressures feel insurmountable, as if every dollar spent is a reminder of the mounting challenges ahead. When financial goals and priorities are not aligned within a marriage, tension can quickly build, creating a rift between partners. It's not uncommon for couples to find themselves at odds over how money should be spent, saved, or invested. One partner may focus on living in the present, prioritizing experiences and purchasing material items, while the other is more focused on long-term goals, such as saving for retirement or purchasing a home. These differing priorities can lead to a growing divide, with each partner feeling misunderstood or disregarded, which can create deep frustration and resentment. Without compromise or understanding, the financial divide becomes not just a matter of money, but of emotional disconnect, where one partner feels like their needs and values are being ignored. For women in particular, this financial tension can feel even more intense. Women often take on a disproportionate amount of the family's financial responsibilities, managing household budgets, paying bills, and ensuring that there is enough money to cover the needs of children, elderly parents, and the household itself. They may also be the primary planners for saving, budgeting, and making financial decisions. If they feel that their partner is not equally contributing to the financial stability of the family, whether through a lack of income or simply by not actively participating in managing money, it can create a deep sense of frustration. This imbalance can lead to feelings of resentment as the woman feels burdened by the financial weight of the family, and the relationship begins to feel unequal. The weight of this responsibility can become emotionally draining, making it difficult to feel supported or valued. The emotional toll of financial strain is often felt most acutely by women who are already juggling numerous responsibilities. As they balance their professional lives, domestic duties, and the constant worry about the family's financial well-being, they may experience emotional fatigue that starts to seep into other areas of their lives. The mental and emotional burden of managing finances can leave them feeling isolated and alone, especially if their partner is unaware of the strain they are under. Over time, this can lead to a breakdown in communication, as both partners may struggle to express their needs and frustrations, allowing a sense of disconnect to fester. The strain of financial worries becomes not just a burden on their wallets, but on their hearts and minds. Moreover, financial stress often amplifies other underlying issues in the relationship, further deepening the emotional divide. As couples argue over money, they may find themselves focusing more on their financial differences and less on the emotional connection that once brought them together. The financial disagreements may overshadow the affection and trust that once existed, leading to decreased intimacy, feelings of mistrust, and even resentment. The love and connection that once anchored the relationship may begin to erode under the constant pressure of financial stress. Without open, honest conversations about finances and a shared vision for their financial future, the pressure becomes a destructive force, pushing the couple further apart instead of bringing them together. Financial strain, when left unaddressed, becomes a silent yet pervasive force that threatens the stability of the marriage. The tension around money can turn from a mere logistical issue to an emotional crisis, undermining the emotional well-being of both partners. Without mutual understanding, communication, and a commitment to navigating financial challenges as a team, the stress of money can become a wedge, not just between bank accounts, but between hearts. To protect the relationship, couples need to find a way to work through their financial struggles together, with compassion and transparency. Only by sharing the load and supporting one another can they turn financial pressures into an opportunity for growth, strengthening their partnership and securing a brighter future together. 7. The need for respect and equality. One of the most fundamental emotional needs for women in marriage is respect. As women age, they often experience a profound shift in their awareness of their worth and the way they are treated by their spouses. This heightened awareness becomes especially evident in the later stages of life, when the accumulated experiences of marriage, career, and personal growth converge. For many women, the desire to feel truly respected and valued within their marriage becomes even more critical as they navigate the complexities of aging, health changes, and evolving personal goals. This need for respect often intensifies, as the challenges of life can make a woman more acutely aware of the need for recognition and appreciation. Respect in this context is far more than just politeness or superficial gestures. It encompasses the deep acknowledgement of a woman's efforts, the recognition of her individuality, and the validation of her emotional needs and desires within the marriage. It means listening attentively to her opinions, honoring her decisions, and valuing her contributions, whether in managing the household, raising children, or building a career. When women feel that their perspectives are taken for granted or dismissed, it can create an emotional void, slowly eroding the sense of connection in the relationship. This lack of respect can be a silent yet powerful force that chips away at the foundation of the marriage, leading to emotional distance and eventual disconnection. As they grow older, many women begin to reflect on their lives and take stock of their sense of fulfillment within the relationship. They become more attuned to the importance of equality, where both partners contribute and support one another, not only in terms of financial stability or physical tasks, but also emotionally and mentally. For a woman, feeling respected in this way means knowing that her contributions are not just seen, but deeply valued. If a woman perceives that her husband fails to recognize her worth, or if she feels that her role in the marriage is undervalued, it can lead to a sense of frustration and resentment. This emotional burden can build quietly, eventually causing her to withdraw emotionally from the relationship. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. When a wife feels less seen, heard, or appreciated by her husband over time, it becomes increasingly difficult for her to continue investing emotionally in the marriage. The desire for mutual respect and equality isn't just a nice to have, it's essential for emotional well-being, trust, and intimacy. These elements are the lifeblood of a strong relationship, and without them, the emotional connection that once thrived can wither. Respect fosters an environment of emotional safety, where both partners feel valued, heard, and supported, which is key to ensuring that the marriage remains strong and fulfilling as both individuals age. Additionally, as women reach the later stages of life, they may become even more sensitive to societal attitudes towards aging and gender roles. Women often feel more keenly that they deserve respect for the life experiences they bring to the relationship. They seek recognition not just in the marriage, but in all aspects of their lives, whether in family dynamics, friendships, or their professional spheres. This heightened sense of awareness can drive women to seek out relationships, whether romantic, familial, or social, that honor their contributions and acknowledge their worth. It's not just about what they can give, it's about being recognized for who they are, what they've accomplished, and the wisdom they bring to the table. In this stage of life, both partners need to understand and appreciate the unique strengths and challenges that come with aging. Mutual respect and equality must remain central to the relationship, even as life presents new obstacles and transitions. When both partners recognize each other's contributions and make an effort to maintain equality, it fosters an atmosphere of love and emotional support. In turn, this strengthens the marriage, creating a bond that can weather the challenges of aging, health changes, and shifting priorities. The relationship becomes a source of comfort and joy as both partners feel safe and valued, secure in the knowledge that their emotional needs are met and their respect for one another remains unwavering. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're still with me. I truly appreciate your time and attention, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share these important lessons with you. Thank you for being a part of this journey. 8. The desire for change and new experiences. As women age, the desire for change and new experiences can become an undeniable and powerful force that propels them forward. Over the years, they may have dedicated much of their energy to raising children, building careers, and managing the complexities of daily life. The demands of these responsibilities often leave little room for self-exploration or personal fulfillment beyond the roles they play as mothers, partners, and caretakers. However, as time passes and children grow older or become more independent, many women begin to feel a stirring for something more, a yearning for something beyond the predictable routines that have come to define much of their adult existence. This longing for change can take on many forms, from the desire for adventure and freedom to the deep need for personal growth and a reinvention of self. This feeling of wanting something new and different often arises from a growing realization that life is finite, that time is slipping by, and that there is so much more to experience. The familiar, comfortable, and well-established routines of life start to feel restrictive, as if they no longer serve the woman's deeper passions and aspirations. It's not uncommon for women to feel an intense pull to explore the world, whether through travel, learning new skills, or simply stepping outside their comfort zones. There is a yearning for spontaneity, the thrill of diving into something completely unfamiliar, whether that's a new hobby, a creative pursuit, or a physical adventure. These urges are often driven by a desire to live in alignment with their passions, to feel truly alive and engaged in life, rather than simply going through the motions of daily existence. As they reflect on the passage of time, women often become more aware of the preciousness of life and the limited number of opportunities left to them. This awareness can spark a sense of urgency, a drive to make changes and embrace opportunities that were once put off, postponed, or overlooked. The idea of time running out, of not having enough time to fulfill their dreams, can create a powerful longing to explore, experience, and accomplish new things. Women may begin to question whether they are truly living their life's purpose, or if they have been too focused on fulfilling the needs of others, leaving their desires on the back burner. They may crave excitement, adventure, and new challenges, feeling as though their lives have been defined by others for far too long. However, this desire for change and new experiences can also introduce tension within marriages. When one partner yearns for transformation and personal growth, but the other remains rooted in the status quo, a disconnect can emerge. If a woman's husband is resistant to change or uninterested in stepping outside his comfort zone, it can create feelings of isolation within the relationship. She may feel as though she's being held back, trapped in a life that no longer aligns with her evolving needs. The disparity between her desire for adventure and growth and his desire for stability and familiarity can generate emotional distance. Her aspirations may be seen as a disruption, something that threatens the established dynamic of the relationship, rather than as a path to mutual enrichment. In some instances, this lack of understanding and support can leave women feeling frustrated and unfulfilled. They may feel as though their marriages are inhibiting their personal growth, preventing them from fully realizing their potential. If their desires for change and exploration go unmet, they might begin to feel a deep sense of loneliness or dissatisfaction within the relationship. This emotional disconnect can eventually lead to a reevaluation of the marriage itself, as the woman questions whether she can continue to thrive in a relationship that doesn't nurture her evolving identity. If the relationship becomes an obstacle rather than a support system, it may force her to confront the painful reality that her transformation may require more freedom or understanding than her marriage can offer. This internal conflict often sparks a deeper exploration of boundaries, self-worth, and the desire for self-actualization. Women may begin to ask themselves whether they can truly grow and evolve within the confines of a partnership that doesn't align with their changing needs and aspirations. In some cases, the desire for change becomes a catalyst for a significant life transformation, whether that means pursuing a different career, embracing a new lifestyle, or even reassessing the relationship altogether. Ultimately, the desire for change and new experiences can be an incredibly powerful catalyst for growth. It offers women the opportunity to rediscover themselves and to step into new roles and identities that reflect their truest desires. However, this transformative journey requires not just personal willingness, but also understanding, communication, and support from both partners. For the relationship to evolve alongside the personal transformations that come with aging, both partners need to be open to change, exploring new avenues for connection, and supporting each other in their journeys. When both partners embrace change together, it can deepen the bond, create a more dynamic and fulfilling relationship, and ensure that both individuals continue to grow together and as individuals in the later stages of life. Thank you so much for watching this video and taking the time to reflect on these important aspects of relationships, personal growth, and emotional well-being. Throughout this video, we've discussed how women, as they age, experience significant shifts in their emotional, physical, and relational lives. How the desire for respect, personal growth, and meaningful change can deeply impact their marriages and personal fulfillment. But most importantly, we've explored how these desires require understanding, communication, and support from both partners to thrive. So, what have you learned so far? What is one thing that has resonated with you the most, and how do you plan to bring it into your own life? I would love to hear from you. Please comment below and share one takeaway that you'll start practicing from today. If you found this video valuable, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Your support means the world to us, and we appreciate you being part of our community. Thank you again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.